E6000. But that same thing does not work with Gorilla Glue. You heat it up, that actually will make it continue to just be watery and just tacky, and it's just like, you don't want that. Cold actually starts curing this Gorilla Glue and makes it go faster. So it's two opposite effects that you have. So with this, I'm going to start at the top, because I always start at the top if I'm going to be customizing here. If I was only doing this, then yeah. But the reason why is, say you do this first and say you do the stem, and then you still have that. I'm a person where I hold because I like to look at it. See that? No, you don't want to hold something you've already customized. So I go through the stages. So with this, you're going to want to prep in advance. And you go, why? Because I'm going to show you. And see how that's coming out nice and thin? That's what you want. You do not want a big bulk amount of Gorilla Glue all over the place, because I promise you it will not be what you want. And here's another thing. Y'all don't want to touch this. And you go, but why? Is it toxic? Actually, no, this is not toxic. This is not toxic. This is not a dangerous but guess what? That crystal clear Gorilla Glue on your fingers is so hard to get off. Jesus. And don't talk about once it dries. If this is not, you have a better chance of getting Gorilla Glue, getting E6000 off your fingers than you do Gorilla Glue once it dries. Just trust me. So this would be me prepping my cup, right? Now this is nothing new. And a lot of people ask me, oh, can you keep the brush? No, you can't keep the brushes after you use E6000 on them. You can't keep them after you use Gorilla Glue. I just buy them in bulk and just say goodbye to them after I finish using this. Now, do you see how nice and shiny that is? Now, you go, ooh, then I place the stones on here right now. No, you don't. Hey, Lulu, you actually don't. You know why? Because all they're going to do is slide off. So what I do is, as I'm about to do this mixing of my glitter and all this stuff to get what I'm going to be doing on here ready, I'm going to bring that over here, but I'm also going to apply some more because I want to go all the way around. I want to do a nice little pattern. So, again, and that's, now you see why the bottles that I use them for a reason, because they work with both the adhesives that I use. I don't, like when I tell y'all something I use and I tell y'all it's a good product, please know, look, I don't get any money for it. I don't get any discounts on Amazon. I don't know how them people get paid to do that when they be sending them links, but good for them. But no, that's not me. I only tell y'all about stuff that actually works, and that are my actual go-tos all the time, not sometimes. So I'm just going to go around this whole glass. Boop, 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 dee, 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 dee. Okay. Nice and shiny. Now, what I normally do is I have my spin bob behind me. That's what I call it. I don't know. Y'all call it the Lazy Susan. All those little pretty names. I call it my spin bob. Now, I get my spin bob. And I don't care if it's a glass. I don't care if it's a laptop lid that I'm prepping. I do the same thing. I put it on here. I don't know. Y'all not going to be able to see it. But it's the spin bob I always have. I put this on here. I turn it on and I put it in front of the fan, and so while it's spinning on the spin bob, that means the fan is hitting it in every direction, so there's no side that's getting more, you know, I don't know, air than the other one. So, now got my little fan right here that I always keep. Go. I know y'all can't see that, but I just needed to be out the way but not knocked down, because y'all know I'm clumsy. That's a whole nother thing. And so, y'all, like I said, when you see the consistency is runny at first, that's the reason why, because you need actual cold air, not hot air, because you need it to actually start curing, because you need to cure to the level that you need to be for you to be able to start placing them stones where they're just automatically locked in. Remember, this is strong. Let's look at this. This is very strong. It tells you it can handle what? It bonds to wood, stone, metal, ceramic, foam, glass, and more. Now, like I said, when it cures and it gets to that level, I'm going to show you how you'll know when it's ready. Hey, Joe. So back to here. So I have the thing that I'm going to be using to mix my little glitter mix. And then I have my little thing I'm going to be using to mix it. And then you'll go, but you got this over here. That's my prep. I told y'all I prep all surfaces. And then even when I use this mix that I'm going to be creating, I'm going to show you how I do it with the glasses. Well, the one glass, not the glasses. There we go. So take this top, sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. I always say be very light when it's a dark color. And because I know you're going, oh, but you're already putting it on black. Yeah, but you still want to add the color that's the base color to whatever you're mixing. Just do a little shake. See, now I just want to show you. You'll go, oh, you just used a little black, but you see how that black is already overtaking that silver? Because black, dark colors are very strong and they overpower. So you have to do what? You got to keep going with the lighter color, and that's why it's always good to start out with small amounts of the dark. And that's why I always tell people that you only have to have a little bit of dark. Ooh, that's pretty. But guess what? I'm gonna have add some more. Why? Because it's me we talking about, and y'all know if it ain't glitter overload, it's not me. Okay. Again, tap, 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 mix, 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 mix. Tap, 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 mix, mix, mix. Now, I'm going to go get this glass for just a second because, like I said, there are different stages to curing. And I know them all. So, let's touch this glass. So, do you see my little fingerprint showing it? Do you see that? That's still not where I want it to be at. But do you see there? It's good to learn different stages of adhesive. It sounds silly, but once you know the different stages, it works out so much better for you. Because if you don't know this glue, and then of course you're thinking, oh, this is just like any other glue, all I got to do is, that will be your first mistake. Because no, there's more to it. Now again, I have what I call my dry mix here, and yes, it's so, every time I customize with something, or it always reminds me of when I used to cook, you know, when I used to cook. Because it really does remind you of dry and wet, you know, your dry seasoning. Maybe y'all don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going to leave this one over here. So let's open this and pour. And I wanted you to see the consistency. Yeah, see, just like resin, thick. And this little bottle, well, I call it a little bottle. This can last me months, because you do not need, see, this is the only thing times when you go, well, there's many benefits of using something else. But that's another reason why it's an awesome benefit, because this one bottle will last me. I can do you know how many laptop lids, gaming systems? I've done, y'all know I've done boots, shoes. I've done everything with this. And in this one bottle lasts, but you know, doggone well, no one tube of E gonna be doing all that. That's a dream. But you know, we all have dreams in life. That's one. Okay, so like I said, this, I always make my surface, I always put the adhesive first, and then I apply my glitter. So happy with that. And so we're gonna, and I always say, just start out with a little. And it's just like with resin. And so we're going to just mix that around. And so see, this will be a light and yet pretty. Look how pretty that is. But y'all know, doggone well, that's not enough glitter for me. So let's just, you know, let's stop playing games. Okay. There we go. And you know the rest going to go in there, but I'm just trying to show you how you slowly incorporate it in there. And a lot of times people go, well, I mixed it, but mine was clumpy, because that means you had more glitter than you had adhesive. And that's why. If you slowly take your time and add more glue and then slowly mix it, then it'll eventually incorporate. But no, anytime you start out by dumping a whole bunch of glitter into a small amount of adhesive, no. See how pretty that is? And we still gonna keep going. You gonna go more? Yeah, let's just, yeah, see. And then we're gonna keep on. Okay. I'm going to check that glass as soon as I finish mixing this again, because again, stages. And then you go, but this is open to the air. Yes, but there's no cold air going on here. And so it literally is like it's in a suspended situation where this is going to be fine for a while. Like, say the phone rang and I got to be on the phone for a minute. I don't have to freak out. I don't have to be like, oh, Jesus, I got to hurry up and cover this, because this is going to be all right. And also, this has no toxic smell, none of that stuff. Now, see, this is what I'm talking about. See, yeah. Can y'all see that? Okay. I'm going to put that to the side. Let me check this glass. And let's press. See, my fingerprint is more. Can you see it's staying now? Now, when I did it before, it kind of showed and it disappeared. See that? See how it's starting to ripple? And you go, still not time with this? No. And see, that's why it's good to explain about using this. Because you need to know how to use it. Because again, you go, well, why can't I just take this and just put it on there and start applying the stones, and then it's going to eventually dry? Because it's wet. And if you apply stones to it being wet and it hasn't gotten to the consistency surface that it needs to be, then it's not going to dry. It's going to dry on the outer areas where the air is able to hit to get it to dry. But underneath it, yeah, it'll be weeks of waiting for it to dry. You go, weeks? Yeah, why? Because that surface that you placed that stone on was still... Do you get what I'm saying? Where, it's just like, no. Like, even with a, like, perfect example. Say it rain outside, right? They have rocks outside. Right? Now, do you notice everywhere it'll eventually dry all the cracked areas where the rocks have gaps, right? But then if you lift the rock up, do you notice it's still wet underneath there? It could be wet. It could be like that for a long time. Why? Because it didn't have time like the other areas did to dry evenly. Now, with, like I said, with the Crystal Clear Gorilla Glue, understand me, this is my second best 100% usage, but I know how to use it. That's what you have to do. You have to learn what glues go on what. You need to learn timing, and that's what you need to learn. Without it, you're going to keep going. It's not working for me. Again, it's not ready. You understand me? And you go, let me hit it with that dryer. You don't want to do that. So that's why prepping your surface is good, because you learn. And that's how I learned, because I was prepping my surface. And again, I want to keep showing you how beautiful this is. Look, I'm not worried about this while I wait for that. And again, I wanted to get to the consistency I need to go. This fan, y'all know I usually put it in front of my big fan. This is that little mini fan that I have. I may go put it on a bigger one so you'll see, because normally people, they'll say, oh, I don't have time to wait that long. When it's in front of that big fan, it doesn't take that long. But this little mini purple one, well, of course, it's a mini purple fan. So I'm going to go put it over here right quick, because I know that, y'all might not have time to watch as it does what it does, but I always do. See, this is the fan that I use that's at my desk. So, yeah, if I had a choice between a big fan and that one, of course I would go with the big fan. And it's, like I said, I usually have the thing rotating on that with no problem. And then I have time to create what I'm going to be using it on. My mix, I get to choose my stones. I love this. And oh, just so I can clean this off so I can show you how that would look on a white surface. Do you see that? Now, do I think I can still go with some more glitter? Y'all know dang on well I can still go with more glitter. glitter overload is a beautiful thing. But, you know, I'm trying to start off simple. So, but I also have these strips that I cut out. I don't know which ones yet that I'm going to use. And like I said, that's another reason why you will want that glass that I'm prepping right now to be the right consistency before using this. Because again, if it's still wet like this, if I tried to put these on there, they're going to just slide. That means even the stickiness that they have, the adhesive, it's not going to work if the surface is a... You get that? But if I make this, and what I'm actually doing is I'm making the surface this same consistency. See this? I'm actually making... I'm trying to make sure my finger's in the right way. See that consistency? See this? See this tacky? That's exactly what I'm doing to that glass. I'm changing that consistency of this Gorilla Glue to be the same thing. So that same locking that I love of this, that's exactly what I'm doing over there. So that way when these two meet, okay, they're not moving. And just like when I use my hot fix stones, when I apply my hot fix stones to that tacky surface and then I hit it with that heat, lock in. Just lock. Oh yeah, I feel you, baby. And now, what I also need you to do is pay attention to the time. Because a lot of people are going, oh wait, this is a lot of time. Actually, no. To get that curing to change, like I said, if I would have had that in front of the big fan originally, it would have only taken maybe 7 to 9 minutes for it to get to the consistency. Do you get what I'm saying? So even though it's a different progress that you have to do than when you're using E6000 versus with this, it's still going to give you that result that you want. You just have to be willing to have the patience for it to get to where... Because think about it, if you had the whole surface like that, okay, they do the same thing with resin surfaces. I implore you to understand that, but you know how you can't change everybody. So like I said, now that I have it on a big fan, I'm going to wait maybe 1 more minute to 2, and then I'm going to be ready to show you how it went from this to what it's going to be going to, and how meat. And you're going to put this on that surface even after the... Yes, because why? Because that is going to be where I need it to be at for these, as well as placing stones. But I'm also going to use this because guess what? As soon as I put this, while I'm applying the sticky sheets and all this other stuff, this will get to where I need that to go to have been where this was at. I hope that doesn't sound like a tongue twister, but y'all will be watching me so you will know what I'm talking about. This is so weird. It is already 4:33. What? Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to see. Okay, now. Do y'all remember? I told you I had, from the live I did on YouTube, I told you, I said, and this one, I'm probably going to forward this one to YouTube as well, instead of making a completely separate one about this, but I said they had sheets that were coming the weekend that I decided not to wait for. I decided just to do it live on Friday, and the other ones I was doing here. There was some that was supposed to go today, that was supposed to arrive today. I just received this, let me know. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not getting here till the 7 or the 8. Wow. Okay, Amazon. Let me get her, because she already on punishment for... Yep, you already know. I told you, barking gets you put, what? Time out? Because they say to stop condoning what she does, so when she starts that barking, I make her leave out the room. And she just stands there like she's shocked, and, you know, who am I? And I'm like, I'm mine. Okay, but let's get back to this. Okay, so let's now look at this consistency again, because I want to show it from the side. Do you see that? Do you hear it? Do you hear that? Do you see the difference now? From when we first started till now? Now, I'm going to just put this in front of me. One more second. And I'm going to be right back. And look, this is why I know I can do this in here, because if I was live, you would be like, what? Hush, Spades, you go downstairs too. Both of y'all go downstairs. Go ahead. There we go. Sorry about that. Someone was at the door. Okay, fan off. Okay, now. Same glass. Now, do you see how when you look at it, you see those fingerprints now, so you know they're in there? See that? Now, let me get some stones first. Well, I don't know which one I want to show you first. This or this? Huh. Or this. Okay, so first, I'm going to get my brush and prep this. Well, put this on the base so you can see it. Because I actually like leaving it out because I want it to thicken up. And I'm actually using a thin coat. That's why I have different brushes for different purposes. Thank Lulu for teaching me about that. And like I said, a lot of times people just use this without even blinging. They just really love how it looks with just mixing some glitter in. And it changes the whole aspect of it. I'm telling you, you just feel like, wow. And I just go around making sure it's an even coat. Are y'all looking at that? I'm trying to have it even so you can see that. Do you see how gorgeous that is? Now let me just go up the stem. There we go. Now I'll move you over the way. So bringing this back up again. I'm trying to think, should I use salt? Let me see, where am I? There we go. Let's move glitter out the way. Move you to the right. Let's get you on out here. Just cutting a strip. I think these are just so classy looking. I'm really glad I got these. Okay, well, I'm cutting these out, but I still have my little fan on. Look, if not even for the glass, for me. I think y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Unless you don't, unless you're one of them little young people. They be like, nah, what's a hot flash? I don't know about that. Well, it's winter time, so aren't hot flashes good? No, they're not. So I'll just cut these strips out really quick. I may do one more. I know you like tea, make up your mind. I like to have them cut anyway, you know, so they can be on the ready, but you know. I love how that bottom base looks. It's literally making me want to change the stones that I was planning on using, which is funny. Ugh. They're so pretty. Like, I mean, I'm serious. Like, just look. Right? Because just look how this looks. And then I was going to actually use the white opal. Do you see how this is like, it's like white opal on this? Like, are you crazy? Like, now I'm just like second guessing my decision. Like, girl, are you crazy? Like, let's just look over here for a minute. Look, I'm not trying to cheat on your white opal, but I just don't think you the one now. So let's see. Do we just want to go with diamonds? Well, okay, let's just do some diamonds. Both sides diamonds. I'm not using these little bitty diamonds. Look, Joe, you already know which ones was the first ones I picked up, girl. I was like, no. As soon as I saw them, I was like, no. Look like SA3, no, SS3 don't play with me. No, that's what I think they should be named. SS3 don't play with me. Ooh, or hold on. Instead of diamonds, what about my clear that I have right here? And yes, I'm talking to myself as well. Now, here's where it's going to be a problem. Because I've already prepped this surface, and this is another, spoiler for you all, why you would want to have and know definitely sure what stones you want to use is because I've already prepped that surface. So that means it's changing consistency as we speak. And so when you place them stones, you kind of already set your own self up. So this going to be interesting. So this could be good. This could be bad. Okay, Joe. All right. So again, we're looking at that prettiness. And then, do you see that? Yeah, I want you to see from the side because I want you to see, do you see my finger? Do you see that? So now you know those stones are going to sit up there. They're not going to be just moving around. And that's the consistency that I wait for before I apply my stones. Now, let's see. What, trying to keep this in camera, but I don't want, y'all know I'm clumsy. Let's just be honest. I will have this stuck to the bling, to the this, to the that. So I'm going to put you right here because I want to make sure y'all see me putting it through my prep that I've already just made. And I love just allowing the glass to make the pattern. Meaning while I'm just holding this glass, I'm making this pattern. So it's just like, let's do this together. And I know you go, but T, you didn't use, on here. I'm like, look, just keep watching this. Or just rock with me and understand what I'm doing. Just believe me when I tell you I know what I'm doing. Okay, so when I get ripe out here, that's when I want to get the scissors. I think I could swirl one more time. I feel like the swirl should never stop, but oh, come on now. Okay. And right there. Spades, look, you wanted to go out there with baby girl. You felt like you was trying to be a ride or die. I hope you enjoy the ride. And yes, I talk to my dogs like they're people. He usually sticks with me and be loyal, but you see, he went with her. So, you know, he made his choice. Now, because this one is still wet because I gave the other one more time, I'm not going to be mad if it doesn't lock. But as the consistency changes, all I got to do is press it back down and it will stay down. You wanted to go see what was outside, bruh. That person already had to go. Y'all know how I feel about uninvited people. Now, like I said, this is going to keep lifting up because this is the new. I didn't prep that. I might just actually just keep it where it needs to be and then come back. Hold on. That's her at that window. Meaning I'm going to end it and then I'll begin it again when I'm done. So that's down. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then go over here somewhere. Now, I'm still not finished with you because I really love you. Do I talk to glasses often? Yes. Yes. Sometimes glasses treat you better than people. They just know what to do and when to do it. Okay. And again, I want to just follow up right here. Right there. And that's going to be right by the diamond. Okay, baby girl, with your lick-a-thon. Okay, don't even be ashamed about it. And I want you to see how this is not lifting up. If this would not have been tacky and I would have just had this on this original surface, it would continue moving like this one is doing. Because like I said, I prepped all the way up to here with it. And I'm trying to just not press it down until the consistency changes, and then I can be able to press it down. So you'll see this is the newer that I put down, and it's still not, the consistency hasn't changed to what I want it to be, but this one has. So now you get it. And if you don't, I don't know what to tell you with that, because well, I did step by step. Okay, this again. Got you and cut. And again, and I'm putting it on where I applied the Gorilla Glue. And again at the diamond. Okay, now let me see. I'm going to hold it here so I can just see you the pattern that I'm forming. I call it the unintentional pattern that I'm forming. I really like that. But y'all know I got to throw a little different in there. And again, why I told you I like to get that consistency to change, because I like to do different stuff. And I don't like if I placed my rhinestone sheet strips, if it was on a different surface and I had applied the adhesive, it would be moving and it would be annoying me. And I don't like that. I don't like when, you know what I'm saying, when you just be like, I need you just to stay right there. You know, like what you'll tell a man. I have to stop with this because people take me seriously. But then again, I'm not going to stop because people take me seriously. People who have a sense of humor. I laugh. Do, 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 do. Show you again. Oh, see how I let that drop across there? Don't do that. But see that? Okay. Oh, because I got to press you. Sorry. And again, I'm going to be doing it here. I call it unintentional patterns that I like to make. Because I didn't intend that to do that, but it did that, so okay. Do you want to go back outside? I'm not talking outside the house. I'm talking about outside this room. She still be talking smack. I swear, y'all. God damn. These kids. Okay. And I know y'all are unable, but I don't know how to have it angled where you could be able to see all while I tell all. That was funny. You get it? Nope. Okay. Okay, so again, showing you my patterns. And again, you see how it's not lifting up. Now, again, I'm going to say I know this is lifting up because I had already changed that. Let's see. And it's still not to the consistency I needed to. Why? Because I have residue on my fingers. So that's still going to take a couple of minutes to cure because no fan happening. Now, let's see about you at the top. Because you know how you don't want it to be even since I already started my uneven thing, but I still want it to kind of go together. So I'm going to start here or here. Here. I think here because this is the highest, I think. So with that, I'm going to take you and we're going to go around. Go to around town. Yes, so it's like an uneven thing I'm going to be doing. Why? I don't know, because I can. An uneven pattern. And then you take that, and then you're like, I want y'all to hang out. So, get together. Okay. So now we have our uneven pattern. We lift you up again. And we're going to just pull you some more. So now, yeah. If ever you feel like the corners don't meet up, another fun thing about the difference between this and the rhinestone chain links, you could just stretch it and it'll get to where it needs to go and then it'll still stay locked in from the GG. Now let's go back to you. Now, because you thought it was over with this. I told y'all I don't waste adhesive. I told y'all. I'm going to turn this to the side and then we're going to, what? Yes. Again, what I was telling you all, even if you go, oh, you didn't put it in. Yeah, but guess what? I'm about to fill the sides up in the middle with this. So it's still going to get its coating. Move my little mixing stick that's in the way. Turn this. And then, like I said, I'm not forgetting about this. I'm just waiting for that consistency to get to where these are. And instead of, like, say, normally people just sitting there waiting for that consistency to change. I'm like, I can do so much while I'm waiting for that. So, okay. And I love using my brush because you don't want this on the stones. You just want it to be where you need it to go. And that's why I love using a brush. To quote Lulu, brushes are not just for painting. And I get you up here. I hope y'all can see how that looks. Hold on, because y'all know me and my manly fingers. I wish I was a hand model, but nope. And I think it's a curse, because y'all know how my hands look, and then almost everybody in this group got these beautiful hands. I'm just like, so I'm forced to see this. Okay, I guess this is just my life. Okay. And then again, with the brush, you can see those corners where it's just like really small. And you're like, oh, I got to get a syringe. I'm like, no, just get a brush. That's so pretty. Do you see how that looks? Cool. I mean, look, where else can you go? You can go right there. Okay. Okay, you still on. I thought you was having an issue, but you're not. Okay, so now I've done that. And I'm going to still move this out the way in case I need to use it later. And then again, do a full circle so you can see how it looks. And yes, it will dry just like this. It will not have the glitter fading out. It will look still gorgeous just like this when it dries. And I love that. Okay. Now, here comes the crazy part when I have to decide, hey, is this clear going to go with this? Because even if it ain't, once you put it on there, it's going to have no choice. So let's see. See that? You hear that sound? So yeah, let's see. I'm not happy. Not happy. I knew I should have went with the diamonds. So now we're going to lift up and move. And you go, why? The clear on the black, that should look great. No, because I told you, it shifts to the color of what? The surface. And the surface is what? Black. Do you see that? It like it almost disappears. So I'm going to slowly try to get you out there. Yeah, no, yeah. Get off my finger. I told you. Difference between E6000 and this. Maybe like you don't want me to stick to the glass. You want me to stick to your finger permanently. Be like, no, I don't want you to do that. So. Now let's get some of this. Now here's the crazy. A mix of sizes. Oh, I can do that. But see, just a straight size and some small ones. Y'all won't be having me up in this toxic relationship. Okay. Ooh, yeah. See? And see, I want to do like spaces, but I wanted you to be able to see it. Because this is the thing. You go, oh, don't you want to use the mix? No, because see, I want you to see in between these. So I'm just going to do a pattern where I'm also going to do spacing. Just so you can see how that mix looks in between. Because I love it. And I told you, I like when people just say the heck with it and make your own patterns. Do you see that? And do you see my dog has gone into that window and is about to set it off? Now, this is what I'm about to call a random pattern. But I like that. When you just decide to be different. Meaning you'll go with their flow. Meaning however they tell you you're supposed to have it. And I want you to understand, even though it's getting to that consistency, you're still able to move them. But you don't have to worry about them sliding off. See, that's what you don't want. You don't want to have a pattern that you are going with, and then all of a sudden, Now the pattern is moving. And then what about if you don't even remember how you even got that pattern? Now you're stuck. Again, I'm just doing my own little pattern for no specific reason, but because I can. And it's pretty awesome. Try it, y'all. Learn the pattern that they tell you is the pattern you're supposed to do. Honeycomb, the other ones, whatever. Listen into it and go, okay, and then guess what? Do something else. Just so they go, wait, that's not, why would you do that? That's not what we taught you to do. Be like, I know. I kind of like thinking for myself. And I want to do something else. Because I sometimes like to know what something else looks like and feels like. So, there we go. And I like this. And it's fun, actually, when you have no pattern because you're making your own pattern. Look, you're making the craziest scatter pattern because you're what? You don't know. And then you go, well, what about if I make the pattern and then I don't like how it looks? Okay. Then you do this. I'm going to take this. You go, that was a crazy idea. And I'm just showing you this because I have no issue with it. But I always try to think about some people. Like, say you just getting into placement. And say you made a pattern and you really are not happy with it. Then you put them together. You looking at that? The pattern is still being made. Even after you, quote unquote, make a mistake. And that's why I think crafting is fun. Because what? Mistakes can be made. But I want you to look as well as on these stones. I'm moving the stones from the bottom. So my stones are still pretty. My stones are still shiny. There is no adhesive on top of my stones. Get that? I'm not stones and adhesive and just piling them up on other stones. I'm just putting them together and making a mix. And do you see that my surface is still what? GG Mix Shining. Do y'all get what I'm saying? I try to show things and explain things, but I still, at the end of the day, I like it to make me feel happy and I like fun. When it becomes complicated and confusing and hard, it stresses me out. So there's no way I can teach somebody, like, hey, let me show you how to get stressed out. I'm like, no. I try to teach videos and show ways where you make it less stressful. Because I always say, I remember how it was in the beginning. It was not what I thought would be fun. And maybe it was just a me thing. Because like I said, I started out just showing my videos to my aunt and my niece. And they were telling me that they were awesome. And I thought it was, I'm thankful for them to do that. But then I thought when I got on Facebook and I got in these groups, everybody going to be just like with my aunt and my niece. But no. I would be in a group with thousands of people and nobody would pay attention. One person might click on it, maybe not. And I used to feel like it had something to do with my work. I was like, maybe it's not as good. Or, say if you're in a group and the majority of what is customized is tumblers. I used to think maybe they didn't like it because it wasn't tumblers. And you start feeling a certain way about yourself. And you shouldn't do that because it actually has nothing to do with you. And I know you go, well, what do you mean? Just trust me. Your work is beautiful. What you create is beautiful. You are talented. I wanted you just to show you, you see that it's not lifting up now because the consistency has changed. All you have to do is just have some patience and give it time, and the consistency will change to what you needed to do. And then you can place your stones and you can make beautiful creations You just have to what? Learn what adhesives work. Learn how to use that adhesive. And then learn to do and create whatever you want to create. So I know this was a long live, but I do thank you all for hanging in out and watching this with me. Bye all.